Citizen announced the new 9000 series GMT movement, the 9075. I knew it was only a matter of time before we saw this movement put into some micro brand watches. This was huge news for the industry, especially for the micro brand industry, because this was a true GMT movement. Now, today, I have one of the first watches that I have ever seen with this movement. It is the Jack Mason Strat-o-Timer. This is a true GMT powered by that 9075. It has tons of really great details. I got hands-on with this watch at the Wind Up Watch Fair. I got to speak to the owners of the brand. I got to see all the different colorways. Today, I have one of those watches to show you guys. It is a prototype, so there will be some changes, but very slight, from the watch we're looking at today versus the production model. So let's flip the camera and take a look at a true GMT from Jack Mason, the Strat-o-Timer. So I saw a ton of watches at the Wind Up Watch Fair here in New York, and I saw a ton of GMTs, so lots of brands coming out with GMTs, but one stood out from the crowd, and that is the watch that I have before you today. It is the Jack Mason Strat-o-Timer. And the reason why it really stood out, not only because they've really paid attention to the details on these watches, and I'm gonna go through all of the details that they have put into this watch, and there are a lot, but it is the movement. The movement that they're using here is the Miyota 9075. It's the first watch that I have experienced outside of Bulova, outside of Citizen, using this Miyota movement. And of course, the reason why it's special is because it is a traveler's GMT. So unscrewing the crown and putting it into the first position, it is the local hour hand that jumps. Now, a lot of people want this functionality in a GMT. It's really useful because when you're traveling, it's really easy just to jump ahead an hour or go back an hour, or whatever you need to do. However far you're traveling, it's very easy to adjust the local time. That's it. And then of course, you pull it all the way out and then it hacks so you could set the time. And that's very smooth on this watch. The 9015 is a great movement, the 9039, and of course, the 9075 would be just as good. This video is brought to you by whatnot.com. Whatnot.com are a community marketplace for collectors like me and you. Whatnot uses a live stream format where you can actually buy and sell watches during a live stream. They have auction functionality, buy now functionality, and giveaway functionality. In fact, that's where I'll be doing most of my giveaways going forward to help avoid scammers. Not only that, I'll be selling all of my watches going forward on Whatnot because I really love the format. I love the community aspect of it. I get to talk to the people who want to buy my watches, and they get to talk to me about the watches themselves. There's no better way of buying and selling watches. So come and join me on Whatnot. Download the app using the link in the description down below and get $10 towards your first purchase. I'll see you in my next live stream. Also, it's pretty good looking as well. I always say that about the 9000 series Miyota movements. They're really good looking. Now, this watch does have a display case back. I'll show you in just a few seconds. I want to talk about the dial a little bit and the bezel. So the dial here is sort of a satin finish, blackish charcoal color. You have applied indices. They're sort of rectangles. Those are filled with lume, pretty liberally applied with lume as well. Stick hands filled with lume, and then you have a lollipop second hand filled with lume as well, and then you have a red arrow GMT hand, again filled with lume. They're using BGW9 X1C3, so you know the lume is going to be pretty good on this watch. We'll do a lume shot at the end. You have a date there at the 3 o'clock that replaces the 3 o'clock index, and then it just says Strat-o-Timer right there, 200 meters of water resistance. So you get a really nice bezel on here as well. This has a 24-hour scale on the bezel. It has a sapphire insert, and it has a black and brown color sort of motif on here. So it looks really vintage, sort of. They did a great job choosing the colors on this. I really like it. And in the GMT hand, it's a little bit patinaed, the lume, I believe, and that's just from my eyes, but I might be wrong. And then you have the applied logo there right below the 12 o'clock. The bezel itself is bidirectional, and it actually feels really nice, really solid clicks, everything lines up. Now this is a prototype, so they said there's going to be some changes, and they said they're going to make more pronounced clicks on the bezel. Actually, I think it's very, very good. If they improve it, I am always for that, but I think it's already pretty good. Screwed-in crown is really nice. You get 200 meters of water resistance with this watch. Now, not a lot of GMTs offer that. That is really awesome. And you do get a sapphire crystal case back as well. You get a dome box sapphire crystal on the front. So a lot of sapphire on this watch. You get the crystal in sapphire, the bezel in sapphire, and then the case back in sapphire as well. Screwed in case back, of course, because you do have 200 meters of water resistance, even though you could still see the movement. And you're gonna get a decorated rotor. So like I said, prototype, this does not have the decorated rotor. The production model will. The bracelet is also really very nice. They did a great job choosing the bracelet on here. This is a 7-link Jubilee style bracelet, which is very fluid and feels very well made. Also, they said that, and I've actually seen it, I have video of it, I'll throw it up. This buckle is not going to be the buckle that it ships with. This is just their sort of standard buckle. It's going to have on-the-fly micro adjust. I was able to see that buckle at the Wind-Up Watch Fair. However, this prototype does not have that. Essentially, it's the exact same buckle, but a little bit longer. And like I said, I have a little video that I could show you of that, and I'll throw that up. It's not thicker. It's almost the exact same thickness, just a little bit longer. So not adding a lot to the buckle at all, and you're getting on-the-fly micro adjust, and it's a lot of micro adjust, I have to tell you. So I'll show you the video. Like I said, you also get screwed links and solid end links, and of course, quick release. So again, every detail really sort of picked apart here, and they have done a lot. Also, this is a regulated movement, as I mentioned. It's regulated here in the United States to ±5 seconds. That is really awesome. And then it's hand assembled in the United States as well. The case itself, you have brushing on the top, polishing on the sides, really nice case shape, very vintage inspired, obviously 70s inspired. I think they're going to be making a dive watch using this case as well. I'm really excited to see that watch, and that will have, I believe, a Miyota movement in it. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe it will have like a 90-39 or a 90-15 or something like that. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen that watch, but in speaking with the brand owners, that's what they told me, I believe, if I recall correctly. Let's very quickly do some measurements, and then we'll do a loom shot because, like I said, everything is loomed, including that bezel. They did say they're going to improve the loom on the production model. This is basically a 41 millimeter watch. It's 40.9, 41 millimeters, so that's basically what it is. You do have female end links on here. Again, like I said, they really thought of everything here. The lug to lug is 46.9. At the bracelet, it is 47.1. So no, actually, my thumb was there, 46.9. It's exactly the same. So there's really no difference between the effective lug to lug and the actual lug to lug. Nice big crown on here, 6.4 millimeters. And then the thickness, 200 meters of water resistance, and it's a GMT, and you have a display case back, 13.3 millimeters thick. Not bad at all, considering. So, I mean, the improvements here, like I said, they said they're going to improve the loom. We'll check that out in a minute. They said they're going to improve the bezel action, which, in my opinion, I think is really good. This one lines up perfectly. I don't see any improvement there. And then they said, of course, the bracelet, the buckle, which I think is a big improvement. And of course, they said they're going to sign the rotor. It's going to be slightly decorated with the brand logo. So those are all the changes from this prototype to the production. Really no changes physically except for that buckle, because this is not the one that has the micro adjust. Very quickly, let me throw it on my wrist, then we'll talk about price, and then we'll do a quick loom shot. Today I have a very special watch on that I also got to see at the Wind-Up Watch Fair. It is the Bel Canto. I literally got this just about 3 days ago, 2 days ago, something like that. I ordered it immediately when it came out, and I was one of the first to get it. I'm really excited about it. I actually put a video up on my channel today, the day that I'm filming this video, because I was very, very excited about this. This is actually a grade 5 titanium case, which I didn't know. However, the bracelet is grade 2 titanium, and I've actually already scratched the buckle. So not too happy about that, but other than that, I am just enamored with this watch. It's awesome. Here is the Strat-o-Timer on my 7.5 inch wrist. Like I said, this is a 41 millimeter watch. It's 13.3 millimeters thick, and the lug to lug is around 47 millimeters, just under 47 millimeters. It looks phenomenal on my wrist. I love the bracelet. It's very comfortable, really very silky and smooth. The bezel combination, they make this in a Pepsi colorway, I believe. They are pricing this at $999. You're getting 2 extra straps with it. I think you're getting a rubber strap and a leather strap, and then you're getting like a luggage tag. Of course, they're throwing in some other stuff, but all that considered, 2 straps, the bracelet, and obviously the Miyota 9000 series GMT movement, which is probably the most important bit here. And then of course the fact that it's hand assembled and regulated in the United States, also very important. I think that's a very good price, especially considering the product that I recently reviewed here on my channel from Bulova that didn't have 200 meters of water resistance, that didn't have a rotating bezel. It came on a strap, not a bracelet. It didn't come with an extra 2 straps either, and they were charging $1,000 for that as well. So you're getting a lot more watch here for the exact same amount of money. I think that's something to consider. I think this is a really beautiful watch, and I am very excited for them. This is phenomenal. Anyway, very quickly, a lume shot, and then we'll wrap up the video. Well, there you go. The lume is not bad at all on this watch, especially the indices and hands, very liberally applied with lume. The bezel itself, not bad. It's actually pretty bright. They say they're going to add lume to it. Of course, I never complain about that, so it will last a little bit longer. It does fade a little bit quicker than the indices and hands, but all in all, I really don't think it's bad. I don't think that the lume on the bezel is bad at all. Pretty damn cool. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this watch? What do you think of Jack Mason, the brand? Now, I know they haven't been making a lot of automatic sort of enthusiast watches. This is definitely their first attempt, and they are going for a home run on this. And I think they've hit one out of the park on this. I really do. I think they've made a pretty awesome watch. Tell me what you guys think. You can see the lume on the bezel has faded pretty much entirely, and I guess that's the reason why they're going to add lume to that bezel. The indices and hands hanging on really, really well. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Tell me what you think of this watch. Tell me what you think of Jack Mason. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog, all one word. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel and doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.